So, with this front chassis done, I have to think about, am I going to deal with painting the firewall? It's just the next thing in line. That's been cleaned up. That's been cleaned up. It's kind of a flat black. I did clean that up as well. I'm gonna leave it for now because that's a lot of work undoing all of that, pulling it back. We'll clean it, see what it looks like. Therefore, the last pieces of exterior that have to be prepped for the new paint color. I've got a tool that's used to unclip the stainless trim from around the window. And I'm going to put that to use now. There are a number of videos on YouTube that show how to do this. They'll probably do it better than what I'll fight with. But anyway, I'll pull them off and bring you back when I'm done. So the first piece is off. I did not do myself any favor when I installed this windshield, I don't know, 40 years ago, 30 some years ago. There is a lot of RTV, and it made getting, I can't even figure out how the clips held stuff in. So I'm just very carefully prying it away. So that's the top corner. I'll work myself down this passenger side. It's kind of hard to see this clip. So what is supposed to happen is I am supposed to be able to get this pointed in behind there, and then by prying I move the little tang on this clip out of engagement with that edge there. Sorry, don't know how to. Let's try this. Supposed to get it out of engagement with that edge. What's happening is it's just getting stuck, and I can't get the tool behind it because of all this 30-some-year-old RTV. In some cases, okay, there's another one there. Yeah, it's just, well, the fight continues. I can always straighten this out. There is a clip that broke. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, down in there. See that screw? That's supposed to hold the clip. Well, unfortunately, with the windshield in place, there's no way I can get to that clip. Still a clip up here, and a clip there, and a clip back there. Some of them are easier to get to, but the fight continues. I think I'll continue on the bottom here. Doubt. Here are the pieces, and sacrifices were made. We're gonna have to do some cleaning up of these. Again, it was just no way. There was a handful that I could get to, and boy, that made it easier. But so many of them just had gobs of really hard RTV around them, which meant I couldn't get the hook of the tool behind, because I couldn't get through the RTV. And I need to clean that RTV off because I want to protect the metal back as far as I can. Gosh, I hope I don't need to take the windshield out. I've been working at this with a razor blade, utility knife, trying to clear back a good amount of the window caulk, whatever it is. So I'm kind of gotten up into here. I did notice that there's a large, appears to be a large gap. I'm thinking that's a drain, maybe. I don't know if I've covered it up or what. So I've gotten all the way out to past 2/3 on the bottom. Got plenty on the top. I did find that a couple of them, once I cleared the caulk out of the way, I could get the clip off of that little head. Those are the clips there. So, onward and forward. After clearing out as much of the RTV as I could, it became apparent that I really needed to take the windshield out and get everything out of there so that I could refinish the metal and not have any sort of seam where the exterior paint was coming up against the whatever I was going to brush in there. So that's what we'll do. In order to get the windshield out, I'm going to try the technique of a wire, steel wire, run through and then being able to grab by wrapping little dowels around each end, kind of sawing through the caulk. So first of all, I'm getting a steel wire set off of here, and I don't think a single strand is strong enough, but I suppose I could start with a single strand and go from there. Easier to get the single strand through the caulk, I suppose. I dug out with utility knife and razor blade some of the caulking, and then jammed the wire in, and you probably can see that there it is right there. So I'm going to grab it with needle nose pliers, same time feeding it in from the other side, and that should get me the wires through. I decided not to go with a single wire, so it's a strand of wires there. It's working. I just have to be careful going around the clips. The wire has to go to the inboard side of it. So yeah, we'll keep going. I'm not sure how far I can get on my own across the bottom, but when I get as far as I can, then I'll turn around and come back around the top, and it could be that I get enough of it loose that I can just very carefully peel this back. It took some help. I got another friend of mine to stop by, and the two of us were able to finish sawing through the caulk all the way around, and then very carefully, 4 hands pushing along the top, the windshield just came right on out. So we were very fortunate. No cracks. Everything looks good. Now onward with clearing out the place where it all sits. About 90% of the caulk, adhesive, whatever, is out. Pretty good. There is a little bit of crustiness. I think I actually patched there, like JB Weld or something. Down here it's a little flaky, but doesn't appear to be any rust through. I will wire brush, wire wheel all around here. I am going to take my paint stripping wheel and clean up the exterior surfaces, and then mask off and shoot epoxy primer down. Jeff kindly went at this with the scraper, and then with a wire brush, and then with sandpaper. I think I'm going to put a coat of Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer down in the channel. I need to do more research, I guess, and think about it. I don't think I want to just put the epoxy primer down, but that is the next thing that will go. This paint will come off, and then it will get a coat of epoxy primer there. I think I'd put epoxy primer underneath the gray high build primer on the dash, which I need to redo, but that's the way that is.